May we enter?
Afraid not, miss. See, this area is a crime scene. You cannot enter.
I can see that it is a crime scene. What is your name?
Officer Wilkins, miss.
Oh, you should know my father then. He mainly did work around the big city police departments, but his name is pretty well known among the small town precincts. His name is Shannon Holmes?
I believe I know him. You must be his daughter, Shannon Holmes. Heard of some of your deeds for the students. You helped my daughter find her missing necklace. She told me that you didn't leave the room, yet she found it exactly where you said it would be.
Simple matter. I have many like it.
Well, it was important for her. It was her last Christmas gift from her grandmother. Suppose, under the circumstances, and, well, since you are studying in criminology, I could let you in to have a look. You must support future detectives and police officers, after all.
Why, thank you, sir. I am quite grateful. Let's hope there's still something left for us to find. Joan, you better stay here. I'll be back in a minute. Joan, you may come.
Oh, what?
I think I've found the evidence we need. Officer?
Yes, Miss Holmes.
Do you recall what the boy was wearing when they found him?
I believe he was wearing a white basketball jersey with black jersey shorts.
And the girl?
Pink skirt, knee length, and dark blue skirt.
Why do you want to know what they were wearing?
Look at this. Piece of torn green fabric. It looks rather worn, too.
This could have been here for weeks.
Not so. You see, people go through this alley all the time during the day. If it was here more than a day, it would have mud or other markings on it. Plus, it rained last night and was dry by 9 p.m., so it must have gotten there. So it must have gotten here between then and now. Between then and now. Also, a piece that large could only have come off in a struggle of some sort. Now, I can see where Tommy stood, and I see some shoe markings, obviously police. I've studied shoe prints, and I recognize the police Stanford Oxfords.
Shannon, at least a dozen people have been here since last night.
Quite right. With a little careful observation, we'll be able to discern whose footprints belong to whom. Now, we learned from the kind inspector that Tommy was still in uniform from last night. So, I see his shoe prints over here. See how they're all jumbled up? And I've seen her across campus, and she always wore a pair of purple Converse. I see those right over there where she stood. Now, let's see. They came in together from this end, and... Aha! What's this? Another pair of prints. It seems our friend was walking around in the mud. I think we have all the evidence we need to find our friend.
Are you serious? You can't possibly expect to find one person and you don't even know anything about them.
Well, from what I can tell, he's 6'2", wears a pair of worn working boots, has a limp in his right foot, and smokes a cigarette, Camel brand, from what I can tell. Those are just some of the things I can see.
Really? Whose leg are you trying to pull? That's a load of nonsense and guesses.
Not guesses. You yourself saw how I paid close attention to detail. Let's see. Height can be told from the length of a stride. I recognize the shoe prints, and his right foot is more pronounced. Also, I see some ashes on the ground. Now, we have no more time to explain. We must go home now. An innocent person is sitting in prison thanks to the good inspector.
What are those two girls doing in there, officer?
Speak of the devil. Well, Mr. Lestrade, it's good to see you again. I bet the last time was when my father was in town.
Leave the police work to the professionals. I admire your father, but I'll not be showing up in my town. You, Wilkins, two civilians, you should have known better.
Well, she helped out my daughter before, and I thought we should support the younger generation and...
Let them learn from the textbooks.
Hey, at least he's willing to admit that a student can be smarter than the police. There is no point in guarding the crime scene when you don't even bother to look into things.
Relax, my friend. And straight, I'm afraid that I used my parental influence to get a closer look. Do not blame him.
Your father has no jurisdiction here. I'm in charge. You better stop sticking your nose into everything, Shannon. You're going to get yourself into trouble. Wilkins, I suppose you're off the hook. She tends to flaunt her name everywhere she goes and expects to get what she wants. And you, young lady, stop speaking to your elders like that. Shannon, stop speaking like that. Your father does it too, and you both sound like complete idiots, lost in time.